Dressed in fatigues, I rep the East with my trustees. Smoking on crushed leaves, they turn their back on everything we.
Mike, check 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another episode of Unlabeled. I got my good friends Kendall, Justin, and Montre in the building. Montre is the newest addition to the podcast. Montre, say what up. How you feeling, brother?
What up? Feeling good always. You already know.
And Kendall, how you feeling, brother?
Hey, man, I'm feeling really good, man. It's a great Monday night. Chilling.
Mr. Big Back Mac, how you feeling over there?
Oh, man, I'm straight. Monday, my favorite day of the week. You know what I'm saying? Monday
Yes,
gets
sir.
everything done. I know everybody hate it, but for me, it's the beginning of a pay week. If it's your off week, it gets your week going. It gets everything started to dictate how your week should go. So, I'm feeling good, feeling great.
Right. I had a great Monday as well. That was kind of unusual, but it was great as well.
That's good.
Yeah, we here to talk about the Last Dance, episode 5 and 6. So we're gonna go right ahead and get into this Last Dance documentary, episode 5 and 6.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Listen, the way this came on, when what was the song of that intro with it? Was it what was the song that to start the documentary with Kendall? Do you remember? I can't even think of what it is right now. I'm sorry.
Actually, I don't remember myself.
Yeah, but what I'm pointing out is I've heard a lot of reviews of the show, and what I've noticed is the influence of hip hop and the soundtrack of the show is phenomenal. I don't know if y'all picked up on that. Like when they showed him playing in Atlanta, they was playing Outkast. Like it just goes to show you the influence that hip hop has in sports. Just like I'm telling you that when y'all watch,
I would have loved to be here in '98 when he came for the last time.
Exactly, I would have as well.
Sorry to interrupt. Don't want to be a player. That's what it was.
Don't want to be a player. Okay, but I'm telling you, it's just incredible. Just the production that goes into.
Oh yeah, it was gonna be a player.
Yeah. And then, when it dropped, I just was like, what? I'm like, come on, you know what I mean? But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. Jerry Krause speaking about the organization at the beginning, saying that it mattered most. Do y'all think that had anything to do with Jordan when kind of distanced himself from the Bulls organization?
Absolutely. He absolutely tried to distance. He wasn't distancing himself from the organization necessarily, but what he was trying to do was highlight the organization more as if, as if it superseded what Jordan was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think he was trying to take a shot almost. But, even in that same vein, you saw like a few minutes after that when Jordan was smoking that cigar, and he looked at Krause and was like, "Nah, you can't have it to stunt your growth."
All right.
So again,
I didn't even catch that.
So, he definitely hit him with that. So, I just again think it has something to do with, they always kind of had that back and forth, after a while. So, I think that was a little shot.
Yeah, Jordan was definitely very openly disrespectful to Jerry Krause. Like I said, and Jerry Krause clearly had a big ego because you can tell that he just felt like he put that team together. He felt like that it was his brains that put that team together. Drafted Scotty, got Rodman traded over there and everything. It's just really interesting to see. I would have never thought a GM would have that kind of ego, because nowadays any superstar can get a GM fired. If Jordan was playing in this era, Jerry Krause would have been out of the building.
True, but at the same time, I think it has something to do again with the way that the league has changed, and as a result of the players that have been, the ones that have been empowered over the years, and like I said, you kind of hook, line, and sinker with LeBron and a lot of stuff that he pushed. Where they kind of force that, like, you're not going to just be doing anything to us. It's not going to pay us just whatever you want to pay us. All that kind of engulfed with the same thing. Also with the respect to players. So the GMs just don't necessarily have the same type of power that they did before. So.
Right. Do y'all agree that Jordan froze Isaiah Thomas out of the Olympics, or do y'all think that was because they're trying to paint the picture that it was Magic Johnson disliking Isaiah Thomas as well and Larry Bird, but I don't know, Jordan being the face of the league that he was at that time. Go ahead, Trey.
I think that he had a lot of influence on it, even though he didn't personally say that. You know what I mean? I think that the people that were putting the Olympics together, I think that when they were putting that team together, they knew about all the controversy. So I think they chose, hey, are we going to have Jordan and then put Isaiah on this team and have this major superstar, the face of basketball itself, are we gonna have him upset? He might not play. So I think that he had a lot to do with it without saying anything indirectly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But and then when you start putting Magic, Pippen, Bird on the team, and none of them really liked him. You know what I mean? But Jordan was the biggest face. So of course, kind of like LeBron today.
Mm-hmm.
They immediately went to like that. They immediately went to the Jordan and Isaiah issue, before anything else. But I think Jordan. I think indirectly he had a lot to do with it. But I do think that, like I said, the people that was putting it together, they was like, no, we ain't gonna mess with him.
But I also think that Jordan wasn't even on the team at first, and like it was Magic and Birds. Uh, uh, they reached out to Jordan first. I think that they knew, being as smart as they was and being from the '80s, because this the '90s. This is the '90s. We know that means a lot. Jordan saying
Right.
that shit lets you know that
I'm-
it was a subliminal shot.
Right. I'm gonna keep it a buck, Justin. Jordan pulled the ultimate "who all over there."
Yeah.
When they called him, he said, "Who on the team?"
Literally though, because but
Who
I
over
think,
there?
no, but I think that
Facts.
Bird and Magic pulled the ultimate. You ain't got to worry about nobody coming over here that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
So they asked them. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to think though, like with a lot of people, and I was just talking about this a little while ago. Don't really like the Jordan stuff gets it all mixed up and make people forget. But Magic was out the game. Nobody wanted to play with him, bro.
Yeah.
Like they had to go to Karl Malone first
Mm-hmm.
to get him to approve because he was the one like I ain't playing with nobody with HIV.
Right.
Magic was out the game, bro. So he went to him first, like, okay, we get you. Then we get David Robinson. We get all these people. So then everybody, they go to Jordan like, we know what we need.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. When Magic Johnson was leaning all on Jordan during the press conference, I was hella uncomfortable. I'm like, man, get off the GOAT, man.
Get off the GOAT, bro. Like, you talking about you got on your Lakers, and you talking about an all-star in the locker room?
Yes, man. When he was leaning all, I'm like, dog, if he don't get off ball.
But I think Jordan had a lot to do with it, and I think that conversation was had. But I think Jordan,
EJ
like you
Senior.
said, he literally asked
bad.
like, who all over there, who all on the team you got so far.
Mm-hmm.
When he didn't hear dude, and I think that if we put a rough draft of that team together, I think in the locker room amongst everybody, because what's understood ain't never got to be explained.
Right.
The real question was, why is Leitner on this bitch and not Shaq? But the way Leitner was cooking niggas in college and, all that shit, you can get it. You know what I'm saying? Later, it's easy to say, what if Shaq would have blew out his knee and been a bust? Then it was like, you see why he took him. Now everybody, that would have been a whole different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was the big conversation, that one high school person. Like, I used to still think, like, even though Penny was hurt, I think Penny could have been on that team easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of John Stockton.
Yeah, let me interject right quick. If I'm not mistaken, the Dream Team was assembled basically because the United States was losing in basketball in the Olympics, correct? So they wanted to go ahead and get NBA players involved in it.
No, they wasn't losing.
Okay.
They just wasn't dominant. And like, and it wasn't a thing. It was good for like some great players to play together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like 5 of the best and 5 of the greats.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't common for 11 of the best in the fucking league to play together at all times.
Okay.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Me and my brother Jay Thorne, bro, we used to literally go to the fucking McDonald's on 25th and Village, bro. Right there, it's still there to this day, and sit because we really could. That's when the Happy Meals the Value Meals first came out. Everything was $2.99. They had 5 of them: chicken nuggets, quarter pounder, the 2 cheeseburgers, the big chicken, and something else. But we used to go there, bro, and them cups. That was when they first started bringing out them cups, bro. We literally sat there and collected all them.
Yeah, all the Olympic cups, all
we
the Dream
kept
Team. I remember that as well.
The players faded off, bro.
Yeah.
We wanted Barkley.
Yeah. I think I had all them cups too, if I'm not mistaken. Kendall, you was about to interject. What were you about to say?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that they the reason why they assembled the team that they did is because they lost in 1988. They lost to I think it was like Russia or no, not Russia, the Soviet Union at that time.
Right.
So they lost to them. They took the gold, and the United States took the bronze.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was something along those lines. I couldn't remember right off the top of my head.
But it's funny because like when I was watching it, like to kind of hear Kukoc, you like when he talking about it, you almost feel bad for him because we never got to see his angle or his side of view, his point of view from Like he's like, I didn't even know these guys. You know what I mean? Like I just was, I'm playing basketball and like they basically out there to destroy him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, they
they
definitely
didn't
made a
they
point.
yeah, they were making a point. Like they calling him soft and all this stuff, and then when you kind of get into some of the documentary, it's like, dude, he's going through a lot over there. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so you almost kind of feel kind of bad for him. But as a competitor, like I played basketball, all of us done played. You know what I mean? So like, you don't care at that point in time. You know what I mean? Like you out here to do what you trying to do or whatever. But
Sorry
yeah,
to interrupt. All of us played, but not all of us have dunked. Okay, back to my.
Disregard Justin's ignorant comment. Continue, Trey.
no, but yeah, man. I was watching it. I'm just like, dang, like yeah, they were because we don't watch the Dream Team documentary. We all remember all that controversy. All of us were young, but I remember it, man. Because I'm gonna just throw this out here. I know all of our fathers were Jordan fans, so that's who they put us in front of the TV. That's watch him. You know what I mean? So we all knew the controversy. We knew everything that was going on. You know what I mean? So like that was the first time where you got to see Tony Kukoc just talking to you. Like I didn't know anything about these guys. You know what I mean? Right. So
and he didn't understand why they was coming at him so tough.
And they were almost trying to ruin his career before he even started it. You know what I mean? In the NBA. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that just goes to show you his tenacity too. Because when he came back in the second game that they played, I think it was the semifinals where they met the United States.
He was balling.
Yeah, he was balling. They couldn't do nothing with Tony Kukoc. Like I said, he came from war-torn Croatia. He decided to stay over there because he didn't want to leave his family to come play in the United States. So he actually decided to stay over in war-torn Croatia in the middle of a war and continue to play basketball.
Not to jump in on you, but don't forget that money. He said it was a few million more. We all would have stayed.
Right.
Well, of course, and at that time, overseas players weren't making anything because, again, they didn't turn it up to that level yet. So that was really the first time where a Kukoc or whomever, where it was really starting to show that the international basketball was really changing. So that was why that happened. And the real reason why they attacked Kukoc the way that they did was more so about Jerry Krause once again.
Right.
It had more so to do with him and really nothing to do with Kukoc. Of course, they wanted to put the pressure on him. Because again, they didn't know who he was. They're like, oh, so this Kukoc is supposed to be the next Larry Bird. Oh, okay, cool. So we're gonna put him to work. And
go ahead.
And also, Jerry Krause was already going out to Croatia to see him play. These games, or not necessarily Croatia. I don't know if they said that, but he was definitely going out overseas to watch him play. So they kind of felt like, okay, so you giving more attention to him. Especially when he came over to the Bulls once he finally got over there. You spending more time trying to create this dude versus the team that you already got. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where all that collected from. It all kind of stemmed too. So
and that's where I wanted to jump in with you, Kendall. And what I kind of got from the last two episodes, they were trying to jump into Michael Jordan wasn't a good teammate. You know what I mean? Like that kind of was like a point of emphasis that they were talking about. And to me, in my head, Jordan was paid. That whole Kukoc thing was about Pippen. And he literally had Pippen back with that. Like, no, yeah, we gonna show.
Oh yeah, go ahead and get him right. But that's just how But that's just how they play anyway. Like whenever they attacked anybody in the backcourt, it was like, okay, we gonna focus on them. Oh, he the next who? Okay, let's go get him.
Exactly.
And also, like you said, Pippen wasn't getting paid, so that was that's where that came from.
I respectfully disagree on both of you. I really think he felt like he was the next Jordan. Dog said he is the future of basketball. It didn't have nothing to do with Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen.
No. That's what they said. They said in the newspapers that he was the next Bird. That's what they were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't really even feel like, and I think that is a testament. And I really don't think like.
And we're talking about Tony Kukoc, ladies and gentlemen, just so y'all know who we're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't think that like dude said, like what she said, I really don't think they was trying to like say Jordan was a bad teammate, because everyone who said something about him was like his competitive drive was different. Like not only did he play offense, he played defense the same way, and you knew you had to step your level up, especially after being there for 5 championships. Like you knew you had to step your level up to another level. I just think they felt like, I think that Jerry Krause wanted to whitewash everything. Just like, you hate to bring that shit up, but it's just the truth. It's just like when they showed the
Oh,
first
I
thing
don't
they
hate to bring
showed
it up.
when Jordan, yeah, me either, but
Of
just like they
course.
showed when Jordan didn't fucking vouch for dude, the guy who Grant was running against, the first thing they showed on this document was him saying, "Won't be in Mudville tonight" or some shit like that, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you could think that's subliminal if you want, but that means that's the first thing that guy said when he won in North Carolina. As we can see, it won't be any Mudville. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
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 You talking
Yeah,
about?
you know what I'm saying.
You
So I'm
talking?
like,
You talking about Jesse Helms, Justin?
yeah, Jesse Harris, and I'm like, and they're like, as we can see, it's still, and that's at the same time, and that's why Jordan, I think, literally has so much animosity, not against Cross because of the way he treated Pippen, because I think Jordan cared about that, but in hindsight, because Jordan kept his mouth closed, and we talked a lot about this in the group chat. I said he should have fed a lot, and Kendall uh, posted a lot of views as to why, like, no, Jordan gave a damn. Like he said, which is what I did. I told him I would do this, and which is what I did.
Yeah.
He probably helped that man continue his campaign to the point, put so much money up where he can keep going. Because he didn't gain. Because if he
That
would have
wasn't
been
gonna help
gaining
though.
so much publicity
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that,
yeah,
he
yeah.
wouldn't have had to ask Jordan for anything.
Yeah, let me
Let's
let me
just be honest.
let me interject in there. What Justin's talking about is it's a part in the documentary where Jordan had an opportunity to endorse Democratic candidate. What was his name? Kendall again?
Jesse Helms.
Jesse Helms. No, that's the Republican. Harvey Grant.
Harvey
Gant.
Gant. Harvey
Yeah,
Gant.
Harvey Gant. They were running. He was running for a Senate seat in North Carolina. So Jordan had the opportunity to actually endorse Harvey Gant. Going up against Jesse Helms, who was a racist, a well-known racist. He actually tried to get Martin Luther King Day taken off the calendar as a national holiday. So Jordan actually had the opportunity to endorse Harvey Gant. I think it was a missed opportunity. I can't go back and speak to what was going on at the time, but I believe it was a missed opportunity. I think. For the number one athlete in the world to speak up and gain a Democratic seat endorse a Democratic candidate to help him gain the seat.
But yes, so like what you're talking about with Jesse Helms, he actually said, "Well, there is no joy in Mudville tonight," and he was, and it wasn't subliminal. He was talking about black people,
right?
So it was absolute, and he actually said, "God is on our side" before he even, once he actually won that election. It all just basically comes from the same thing of what we've been talking about for years.
Right.
It was just a little bit more blatant at that time, which goes to my point with Jordan, which is why he wasn't a person that was going to speak up like that anyway. Because if you remember, his mom actually asked him to campaign for it. It wasn't like he was going to necessarily go out and do that anyway, because he always felt like he was just an athlete, and I don't want to get necessarily involved in that type of, kind of like what he explained.
Right.
And at that time, not a lot of athletes even were trying to speak up. And like I said, that all is a testament to, like I said, players like, LeBron and all these things that have changed. Now people are more outspoken and things like that, and people are more comfortable with it because it's on social media and things like that. It's a little bit easier and palpable now versus like used to be, if you didn't go readily seek that information yourself, and it wasn't in your face, you weren't going to really receive any type of information like that anyway, or have that type of attitude or mentality to go and speak up. So I think at that time that was the exact reason why he wasn't going to do that. And he was very worried about his brand at that time because again, he was the first person, really. I mean, first, especially black, like outside of OJ. In terms of that crossover appeal, Michael Jordan was really the only athlete that really had that. And I think he kind of understood that, which is, the whole Republicans wear Jordans too and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. He was a media darling.
Exactly. And I think he was very conscious of that. And if he would have been speaking out or doing some, especially in the 90s, because a lot of that was going on at that time, right? Like Rodney King went on around that time. That he was very popular. So I think he understood, if I speak about this, it's definitely going to change the way my brand is going to be for years to come. And As a result, this is why he's selling shoes the way that he has. You know, he doesn't really speak out even to this day in terms of
Yeah.
public speaking and things like that. He's changed his stances on things. I absolutely, and
Right.
I'm been surprised in certain elements with that too. But for the most part, he's never really been that type of athlete. So I can't really expect it to, expect any different.
Right.
So.
And the touch bases on what Kendall said too, with the, just kind of even in the documentary, you know what I mean? Like he's touching bases on like what he said, and he said, "Listen, I was around Scottie Pippen, and basically he letting you know I'm around my guys, and I'm joking. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy that back then, we didn't have social media and all of this, but it's just insane, like how quick something can get out. Just like think if he would have said that in this time now with social media.
If he would have said,
You know what I mean? And then just think about us. You talking
about the comment where he said Republicans wear Jordans too?
Yeah, exactly. And just think about us. Like we make a lot of crazy comments when we're talking to each other and talk to ourselves and things like that. And we're joking. You know what I mean? Because that you got to be able to joke somewhere. You know what I mean? But with all the eyes on us with social media and stuff like that, now you can't joke. You can't joke in public. You know what I mean? So when he said it, I was like, that's all he was saying was like, I'm joking to my guys, my friends. You know what I mean? Like that ain't something that ain't that ain't something that he believed in 100%. But like Kendall said, he kind of did. But it's a joke though. You know what I mean? So.
One thing I would say, it just raises a broader question. Do y'all believe that athletes and celebrities, black celebrities, have a bigger responsibility to speak up when there's something going wrong, whether it's social justice, a racist politician running for the Senate? Do you think that do you think that that black athletes have a greater responsibility? Black celebrities, black athletes, anybody? Do you think they have a greater responsibility to speak up and contribute to the cause? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
For sure. Like they definitely do. And you got to think about it. Jordan was on top around. I mean, he was on top when all of that was happening, but he had just got on top. And we gotta kind of remember that LeBron wasn't really. I don't. That's my favorite NBA player. You know what I mean? And I don't remember him in the beginning of his career where he was really involved. LeBron has gotten to a point where it ain't nothing you can do. You can't knock him down off that pedestal that he's on. No one can. So he speaks on it a lot. You know what I mean? Jordan had just become the man when that stuff was going on. You got to think about that. Larry Bird, Magic was still in the league. You know what I mean? So like it had just happened. So kind of like Kendall said, like he is a little worried about his brand. Now, do I think in '98 if that would have happened, I think he may, especially with his mom working with him. You know what I mean? Working with the politician we talking about. Yeah. So I think '98 he definitely probably would have said something a little more or kind of what I mean, gravitated a little more to him. You know what I mean? But they're not stupid. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to get to a different level. You know what I mean? So.
And Kendall, you had a point that you were trying to make.
Oh no! That's basically just was reiterating that he understood what he was looking for, and at that time it was about the brand, and like I said, he had to push it, in order for it to flourish the way that it is right now. The way that it is, the way that the NBA looks for stars and wants that next MJ or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
for sure.
it all is because of him. So. So in a way, you almost needed him to not. I don't. You know me. I'm all about speaking up, but I'm just saying, like, it was almost a way where it almost worked the best way, because if he did speak up, or if he would have at that time, especially the climate of OJ and all that stuff that was going on, if he would have spoke out, or I mean, it would have I think it would have really messed up a lot of his value. I mean, not value, but not his value at all, because he was always going to be that man. Right. And I think, in a way, that would have probably fueled his fire. He probably would have stayed in the NBA like, what, F baseball, I'm about to kill everybody.
Right.
But I think that, in a way, prevented him from losing that brand, in a way, and actually flourishing even to where it's at now. You know what I'm saying? Because, even though Jordan was at that contract like $250,000 or something with Nike, to where LeBron was able to make $120 million or whatever it was before he even set foot on the damn court. You know what I'm saying? He already had a deal with Nike. And a lot of that is because of Jordan and what he pushed with that whole brand, not with just Air Jordan, but just he himself, with his skill and all of that,
Right.
pushing that whole thing. So I think in a way it was smart to not speak up in a way, even though he probably didn't want to anyway. Yeah. I don't know what his heart was, so I can't speak to that. But I'm just saying, even if he didn't necessarily want to, I think it was almost smart, because I think it would have just really been bad for him, especially at that time when you got senators talking about Mudville.
Right. I mean, and I actually kind of disagree with all that, because my whole thing is this: like the media loves you until they don't love you no more. And
I agree with that.
Yeah, and they show you later in the documentary. He was the media darling until they got wind of his gambling issues and
right.
His imperfections, which don't surprise me at all that Jordan wasn't perfect, because honestly, no human is. The media can try to paint that picture. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. And to your point, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but to your point, that whole gambling thing and all that, they would have added that onto it. And he's also speaking out about blah, blah, blah. That's all I agree with you. You know me, bro. I'm always about an athlete speaking out and doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying at that time, I just think they would have, because he really was the only one at that time at that level, just doing the things that he was doing.
Yeah.
People was calling him God. You know what I'm saying? So,
sure.
Larry Bird was. And it wasn't just him. You saw the little spat that he had with the one guy. And he was like, no, he really does think that, when Jordan even said it himself.
And they told him
Randy Brown.
Yeah, it's a part in the documentary. Yeah. Let me interject, guys. It was a point in the documentary where Jordan was, where they were running low on tickets because all the players were requesting a large amount of tickets. And the guy said, I don't care where you sit me. I don't care if you sit me next to God. And Jordan was like, say that again? And he was like, yeah, I don't care if you sit me next to God. And he was like, well, you just got a ticket from him. And then Jordan goes and say, oh, don't put that in the documentary.
You talking about Randy Brown.
Yeah, I wasn't even familiar with the guy. I never seen him.
How bad was Randy Brown for trying to take the ball from Jordan? Real bad individual, dog.
Justin.
Randy Brown.
You see, he was only there for a couple years. They got him schooled up out of there.
He got them shits, though. But Randy was literally. First of all, really strong guy, dog, because Jordan was very strong, dog. Like Kobe said, his strength. But he literally jumped on the floor and really wouldn't let Jordan get the ball, dog. Pause. Real bad individual, dog. Very bad person, dog. Very bad person. We ain't going to overlook that while we talking about Randy Brown. I don't want to bring him up, but.
And speaking of Brandon, I don't know if you guys know, at the time, Jordan had the largest shoe deal in history, period, and he was a rookie. Typical guys, the best guys in the league, got anywhere from 100,000, somewhere around that area, and Jordan got 250,000 to become a Nike signature athlete at the time, which was all credit to his manager, who actually came up with the brand in Air Jordan. Nike was using the Air cushions at the time, and they decided to use Air Jordan because you play in the air, we'll make you Air Jordan. And they used that branding to actually brand the first pair of Nikes, which just goes to show you his level of commitment to the game and to the sport, was able to take the fledgling company and just launch it into the stratosphere.
Absolutely. And like you said, that his commitment to that sport, playing the way that he did, and like he said, my game led to the endorsement. He said if I would have averaged 2 points, it wouldn't have mattered. He said, but my game did all the talking. But like you said, that Air Jordan was perfect because that took it to the next level by storm. And then having hip hop fuse, to your point in the beginning, when we were talking about earlier, with Spike Lee, the way that he helped push Jordan to the stratosphere the way he did with the marketing and the way that they brought that together with what was Do the Right Thing?
Right. Yeah. He's speaking of part. Actually, Spike Lee actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Spike Lee actually directed a few early Nike commercials, and then they kind of wrapped the Air Jordan shoe inside it with that Do the Right Thing, like you said, that scene in Do the Right Thing.
Mars Blackman, and and just that genius. I'm just saying, just the point of fusing that and then pushing that on the other side, bringing in that hip hop genre. It's just again just another facet of showing how Jordan helped push that culture and the NBA. Because let's be honest, he's the reason we do the sneakers. He's the reason we got Stock X. He's the reason we they said he was hot. I remember they said he was hot as a Cabbage Patch doll. Around that time he had that shoe deal. And for the youngins, the Cabbage Patch doll was one of those popular dolls back in the day. And I mean, if you was hot as a Cabbage Patch doll, man, that was something.
That just speaks to his greatness, though, because honestly, I get motivated when I see people operating at their highest level. If you're operating at your eyes, I don't care what you're doing. If you mopping the floor, you're mopping the hell out that floor. I'm like, man, he mopping the hell out that floor. So it's going to motivate me to go want to mop my floor just as good. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
And this is why I don't, for me, like with the whole comparisons, like I don't necessarily do a lot of that comparison because I feel like he created so much of the influence. So I just felt like he just surpasses a lot of different things. So like even with Kobe, he said even him, he said, I hate the comparisons. He said what you get from me is from him.
Right.
He said, I don't get 5 championships here without him.
Right.
So even Kobe being this humble, he wasn't necessarily the most humble player. I think he, kind of grew into that as he, started coming out of the NBA. And I mean, that always takes maturity and all things going with that. But I think he even understood that, like, I spent so much time trying to move into that lane, trying to be Jordan, the next Jordan, or whatever you want to call it, that he started to even understand that level of respect. Like, man, this dude is just amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I just love the fact that he had said that. Rest in peace to Kobe, man. It was almost eerie because I felt like he was like right there. And it was just weird that that he's not. But even in '98, like when even during the All-Star game when Bob Costas was like, he's still a star among stars. You know what I mean? Like, I think that year he still led the league in scoring. Yeah. So it's just like you said, it's just all just a testament to like that dedication, and that will to win and play. Play as hard as possible.
Right. And one thing I actually regret not starting this podcast off with Kobe because, man, when they showed him on that screen and he was talking about his reverence for Jordan, man, it almost brought me to tears. Just because, you kind of lose sight at a time like this. You kind of lose sight that, hey, this man just died a month or so, a few months ago. So it almost completely broke me down when I saw him on screen and just him talking about his reference.
Yeah, man. I didn't even realize Kobe. Like, y'all all know, like, man, like most of our family friends, they're Kobe and Jordan lovers. You know what I mean? So a lot of them have like, they a lot of negative things they say about LeBron and stuff. So me, I'm a LeBron fan just because of the things that he does for like the black community. You know what I mean? Like, so I just want to see that man succeed. And so like, I used to catch myself kind of almost like I didn't even like Kobe. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of arguing against people and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't even realize the effect that he's had over my life because I used to hoop. Right. I used to play. You know what I mean?
Let me interject right there, right quick, Trey. I felt the exact same way. My whole issue with Kobe was him and the whole Shaq situation. So once he got Shaq, put out the team, I just completely had no respect for him anymore. But but still, like I said, I didn't realize how much he affected my life either until he passed. And seeing him on the screen again just did something to me.
You really didn't know. Like, and what's crazy is I was at work and my oldest texted me and she said, "Dad, Kobe died." You know what I mean? And she loved basketball. She can't hoop worth shit, but she loved basketball. You know what I mean? So, and she texted me that, and I'm like, "What?" You know what I mean? So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, man, like, like this crazy. So I see everything on the news and I'm just watching it. And then when I hear his daughter died, that broke me down. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn.
I got the news via social media. I was actually waiting for somebody to tell me it was a prank. Honestly, I was. I could not believe it, man. When I turned on Fox and saw the news reports and saw the plane crash, man, I was just crushed. Completely crushed. Kendall, did you have anything to add?
No, just like I said, just a very sad thing with that whole situation. But like I said, I love the way that the documentary, I love that they tied that in and how they spoke about their relationship. It also makes sense as to why Jordan was crying as hard as he was during that memorial that he gave. For him, and spoke about how they are like that was like his little brother. So, right. But I did like that part.
So. Right, and I actually showed it in the documentary. If you guys don't know, it was a point where Jordan and Kobe actually met for the first time, and Jordan told Kobe, "If you need anything, call me." And Kobe Bryant did not hesitate to call him, so he can pick his brain. And once Michael Jordan saw that he was as dedicated to the game as he was, Michael Jordan started mentoring Kobe, and Kobe said, "You do not get." He said he hates the comparisons. You do not get Michael Jordan without a. You do not get Kobe Bryant without a Michael Jordan. Excuse me.
And I think what's understood, like I said, what's understood ain't got to be explained. You can see that. You can tell, like, and what's the only thing I wish different about the Kobe Michael Jordan comparison is that Kobe didn't really try to downplay that he fucking idolized that man at a young age. Like when he first came into the league, they were like, "Who do you watch?" He was like, "Jerry West." All the guys, even guys out of position. We like Kobe.
Stop lying.
Chill out.
Magic Johnson.
What was it when he won his second championship? He wore the Jordan warm up and Mitchell and Ness throwback. You know what I'm saying? With the cigar. Like who else is that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Chewed gum like him.
Yeah, try to walk like him. He signed with Adidas first. I guarantee you Kobe signed with Adidas first because that's who Jordan wanted to sign. I guarantee you.
Yeah,
and then he got because it was no reason for. And they say that he left because T-Mac, they gave T-Mac a bigger deal, and him and T-Mac was rivals and all that, but they was best friends clearly at first, and then he got. But
if I'm not mistaken, didn't he lose that endorsement because of the rape? Didn't he?
No,
he didn't lose that endorsement.
No, he didn't lose it. He left.
Oh, okay. I guess
Kobe didn't lose his endorsement with Adidas. He got mad because they gave T-Mac more money than him.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. So then he went to Nike because he could have picked wherever he go now. He tried to make Nike bigger than he wanted to do bigger than Jordan.
Right.
And that's the reason he went to number 24. Like a fucking Ray Charles could see why he went to 24.
Right.
He wanted to one up him.
Right. Let me tell you something though. I'm gonna tell you, Jordan, that man's level of competition is insane. Did y'all see when he was flipping coins? Not a lot of people know what this game is.
With Bob from Martin,
with white
the whole
Bob from
party's
Martin.
out of control.
Right. But just for you people who do not know, just for the listeners who don't know what flipping quarters is. Flipping quarters is a game where you try to get where you pitch a quarter towards the wall and you try to get as close to the wall as you can without actually touching the wall. And Jordan would do petty stuff like that just because his level of competition was outside of control. What did y'all think about Jordan's ultimate punk move when Reebok told him they wanted the uniforms displayed at the Olympics? And
bro, I was hoping so bad, not to interrupt you, that somebody made a meme with him holding that little ass teacup that he was holding in Barcelona, like big move. Because that's all I was thinking. Like that's a move. He's like, yeah, they got another motherfucking thing coming.
But just so the listeners know what we're talking about, it was a point in the documentary where Reebok wanted Jordan to display the Reebok logo on the Dream Team's uniforms, the Olympic uniforms. And Jordan, so he said they think they can force me to do something. I'm gonna show them. And the ultimate punk move, this is what he does when they were on the podium receiving their medals. He drapes the American flag over the Reebok uniform.
Yes.
Like, who's going to say, what corporation is going to say something? Oh, you disrespected us by putting the flag over the uniform.
Did they say anything?
Right.
No, nobody said anything.
They couldn't say nothing.
They couldn't say nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. Greatest team ever assembled. What the fuck you gonna say? Worn by the greatest player ever fucking assembled.
No, but like your point, Rome, once you drape that American flag right over it, ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Everybody won't whisper a word.
Blah, blah.
Completely out the window. Okay, and then the next point I want to get into was
Mike. To your whole point, though, to summarize that, Mike was competitive, like they said, at everything.
right, at everything. I wanted to get into Jordan's gambling. Y'all believe at one point he owed that? I don't even remember the gentleman names from the documentary. Do y'all believe that at one point he owed him $1.2 million?
No.
Or do you think he fluffed that a little bit? Because Jordan seemed to gamble at any cost. Like, it didn't matter if it was $1, 20, whatever. He never seemed to go above his means.
I think that was some bullshit, but I think he owed him a lot. Like, and I don't think he owed him. I think he just didn't pay him. Like,
and not to cut you off, Justin, it's the difference too with are you addicted to gambling? You know what I mean? Like Jordan said, he said if I had a problem, I'd be selling my home. Like it'd be a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? What happens is, like you said, I'm addicted to winning. Like I'm a competitive person.
Right.
And like I listen, right now I don't gamble at all, but I'm competitive. And J Mac, Justin knows, Kendall knows, Jerome. I'm not playing nothing unless I get something out of it. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm competitive. You know what I mean? So like when you're a competitive person, man, like, guess what? Let's put some money on the line. Like let you know what I mean? Like
Yep, and that's the thing. And
yeah.
you know, as a
Yeah.
gambler, me being one, I get what he was. You don't have a problem. You just like, yo, I got ammo. I got so much ammo, and you know it. So keep, and it always is a marathon. It's never just a sprint. Never. So if you want to keep sitting here and go, like me personally, if I'm gambling against Jordan and I'm knocking him, and I get to pause, and I get to fucking 500 G's, let's just say, we done, bro. Cash me out. Until I get that 500 in my hand, then we can go some more. But I want it now.
You
You know what I'm saying?
I kind
go ahead, Kendall.
Well, yeah, and I was gonna say, so I actually researched up on that. So it was actually a little bit more. He was actually having competitive games with the dude. You talking about the dude with that curl, right? Yeah.
Well, it was actually
So he was,
two guys because Jordan had a problem with losing to people from curls, White Bob, i.e.
he definitely lost their quarters.
Right, he definitely lost their quarters.
So and from what I was gathering, so I did some more research on it. He wasn't necessarily the best gambler either, but like you said, he had that money. So like he would you know, and it was funny. Shannon Sharp was actually talking about this too because you know he used to kick it with him. He said Mike just wanted he wanted all your money. He wanted what was in your pocket just so he could say I have that as well.
Right, because
you know what I'm saying.
He's the alpha.
Right. So exactly. So it's not necessarily like you said. Not saying he has a problem because he has the money to back that. But like you said, that's why he had to testify in court because he definitely had you know owed that money or whatever. Now I don't know about the whole 1 point whatever. They might have settled out of that.
Right.
But yeah, they definitely used to have competitive games. So that I thought that was hilarious. So like you said, they was betting too. So
The competitive nature
I'm just saying competitive
of a beast. The nature of a beast that's that competitive is to win at any cost.
Yes. I actually would have added something in. So I just want to added like the quote that B.J. Armstrong had threw in when he was talking about how the way that Michael Jordan had figured out the game. He would say, and I'm just paraphrasing, but he said he let us all play. He said, but he was there to win the game. To Justin's point, and he said, and once he figured that out, you couldn't beat him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he said he just let us play.
Yeah.
He said he played both ends of the floor the same way. Not only was he good on offense,
I'm talking about B.J. Armstrong. Like I'm talking about
that's what he said. No, that's what he said. BJ said this. He was just as good on defense. He figured it out. And once he figured out how to win the game, it was like...
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. I got you. Yep.
Yeah,
he did. Yep.
Nothing you could do about it. It's like...
Really, it wasn't.
You either bring that shit
to
the best of your ability, because it's not going to be like his, or you move around, because he ain't accepting that shit.
And also, just I just want to also mention the level of being able to handle the fame. Because we don't really talk about that shit either. I mean, because there really is like, you know, and I was talking about this earlier, there really isn't any other athlete at that level, like where everybody knows who you are around the world. And I think really Tiger is probably the only other athlete that the entire world like knows who this person is. You know what I'm saying? Because of the level of when he blew up and at the time that it happened, because again, Tiger was the first at something, you know, when it came to golf, being a black golfer, dominating the way that he did and being so young. Same thing with Jordan, dominating at the level that he did, like to, you know, what's the coach? Give me the coach's name again. That said he was the best player he has seen. Justin
Bobby Knight, dog.
Bobby Knight, my man. Yeah. My man. I don't even know how I didn't think that. Bobby Knight said he was the best player he had seen, and he only seen him for how long? Like an hour.
Bro, an hour of practice.
First practice.
He hadn't played the NBA game yet.
Hadn't played.
This is Bobby Knight, who has coached all kind of pros.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to, you know, just the fact that he was able to handle all the level of fame that he had while still playing at the level that he played, and still day in and day out dealing with all those people that are signing those autographs. It's just crazy to me to the fact that he still was able to handle what he did. And he said he knew that everybody for every game was there to see him. But he said, I think it was one of the security guards. He said, I wouldn't want to be like Mike. He said, it's an impossible task. Like, just to be on every day. Like, I couldn't do that shit, man. Like, I just couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, because he never had an off switch. He was completely on every single
day.
Yes.
Even now, like he can't go nowhere. I doubt it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Man.
Somebody
I don't know if I would want that.
Somebody posed an interesting question earlier. Would you rather have Charles Barkley's career with a ring, or Jordan's entire career? Which one would you rather have?
I was actually say Charles. Like
Me too.
the level what he had to overcome in that finals. Mm-hmm. Like I said, 93 was the best version of Michael Jordan. Period. Mm-hmm. You know, averaging 41 in that finals is crazy alone. You know, and along with the other numbers that he put up, that was the best version of Michael Jordan. And I think the way that Charles played. I mean, what else? He even said himself, the worst game we played was game one.
Right.
He said every other game we played was good. You know, and he said, I regret that. He said, I didn't get them ready for game one.
Right.
Bro, not to interrupt anyone, but how about Barkley, bro? What type of, like, people can see the jokester and that overweight guy now, but what a fucking competitor, bro.
Monster.
What a fucking competitor, like,
for real. He said he didn't feel like it was another player better on the planet before him until he played Michael Jordan.
Game 5, bro, in Chicago. After all the shit they did, the only thing Barkley has to say about that is they better take that shit off their windows and walked off.
Right. And then game 6.
They ain't going to be able to use them tonight.
And then game 6, they go back to Chicago, and Michael Jordan says, I'm only bringing one suit.
Phoenix,
sorry. Thank you. I'm only bringing one suit.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I'm only bringing one.
Letting them know. We're not going to a game 7.
We're not going to game 7.
Right.
I'm here for
just
one night.
Bro, listen, let's not, while we on this, please, let's not. The year Michael Jordan daddy died, let's not forget Jordan said he's going to win the title on Father's Day.
Yes, he did.
Now, I don't know if that's insulting to the team playing against him, if that's an insult. Like,
it's 100%
throw these 2 games. I don't know if we're going to lose 2 games to y'all. We're going to throw them. But I'm winning this shit on the year my dad died on Father's Day. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the season. Man, listen.
But anything else y'all want to add before we wrap? Because I think I'm pretty much done. Kendall, Trey, Treasy.
Nah, man. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Trey.
For sure, man. I appreciate you having me, for sure.
No doubt. And this will be pretty much the bunch that you guys will get on a weekly basis. And we'll talk to y'all next episode. Peace. This podcast is brought to you by Jerome Williams, produced by Jerome Williams and Michael Silent Brascom. Links and references to the show will be posted in the description.